Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back now to another car review. We're back in England. So after his lap around the world, we are now back in Great Britain. And nothing quite says Great Britain like the Mini Cooper. It's not actually a Mini Cooper, it's a Mini One. Mini. Now I've had this for about a week and I've been meaning to get round to reviewing it. What I did was I reviewed the Peugeot 208 Aya car, so if you've not seen that, check that out first. That car there, quick overview, crap, absolute crap, and it's 24 grams worth of crap. This, I'll get to the price towards the end. Put it this way, you can get 24 of them. And I'd rather have 24 of these than one of those Peugeots. Right, let's get into it. This is a key. It's already open, so I didn't lock it. Good job no one stole it. Let's get into it. Smells like a 16-year-old car. It creaks. But once you're in, what a great place to be. It does smell though. Right, let's get comfy. Let's get into it. So first we're just going to go for a bit of a spin. In fact, no, we're going to go through the cabin while we're in here. I honestly, this car, I've already drove it. I drove it back from when we bought it. Is absolutely perfect. She's a bit rough around the edges, but I'll go through that later. But I'll just go through everything that I love about it. And this is the facelift model. So this is the R56. Now this is the cheapest option. This is the cheapest Mini you could have bought at the time. This Mini now is coming up to 16 years old, and it is the Mini One 1.4. Now you couldn't get any cheaper than this at the time. This was 11 grand 16 years ago. If you was to buy the same Mini today, it would cost you 22 grand. Yes, so it's doubled in price over the last 16 years, but also you could get a bag of chips for £4. So yes, things have changed. Things have changed, but the Mini itself, it's pretty timeless. Not a lot has changed, to be honest. The design of this, so the R50 and the R52, or the R53, yes, so the R50 and the R53 are coming up to 30 years old. So that design, the design of that was made, or was designed in 1997, and then it got released into production in 2001. So yes, it's coming up to a 30-year-old design, and I think it still looks great today, and I think this Mini still looks great today. What a fantastic looking car. When we got back, we was looking at cheap cars. We had a budget in mind, and we thought, right, this is what we're going to spend. We was looking at cheap Golfs. And then this Mini came up, and what an absolute masterpiece this is. Yeah, I'm just waffling on now about how great it is, but look at this interior. You've got the big steering wheel here, you've got your rev counter, a great big speedo there, these little cool vents, glove box. Oh, look at that. Look at it, Mini convertible. All your service history there, look, just 16 years worth of history is just boiled down to this 2 pieces of paper. Decent sized glove box. Oh, Mini service. Oh, why have I never looked at this before? It's got service history up until 68,000. So this one has done 135,000. So half of its life. Well, when were it done? 2015. 10 years ago, so it hasn't been serviced, or it hasn't had a stamp for the last 10 years. Maybe I could have knocked him some money off, the robbing bastard. Anyway, right, this glove box here has got that there, right? See that? That's for your aircon, so when you put your blowers on, air comes out of there. So you can keep your sandwiches cool. How nice is that? Right, the door cards, you cannot get anything in there, so this is a small water bottle. Literally can't, oh, it's in. I couldn't get a bigger one in there though. Oh, I can't get it out. Oh my god, stuck. I always think when you're looking around a car at this age and at this price, you can't ask too many questions. And I always think when you're looking around a car that's 900 quid, right, and that's what it is, when you're looking around a car of this price, honestly, it's embarrassing if you went, well, I'm not sure about that, I'm not sure. I always think for 900 quid and it starts and it drives and it's got 12 months MOT, buy it, because there's, honestly, it's such, you can't get anything for £1,000 these days. I tell you what you can get for £1,000, a phone. So this car effectively for 950 quid is cheaper than this iPhone. Yeah, if it starts, if it drives and you're interested, buy it, because I mean, let's face it, you can't nitpick. You can't go, well, it's got a bang here, or that door don't work. It's 900 quid for a reason. But this was 900 quid and it's mint. Kind of. Right, you've got the wiper controls there and the lights on the stalks. You've got electric mirrors. You've got a push to start button. These huge circle vents. You've got a built-in CD player with the climate control. This one has got aircon, but it doesn't work. You've got the lovely little chrome switches here, which have got a nice feel to them for the electric windows. A bit like you're in a fighter jet. You've got up here just the interior light with a button on it. Nice big rear view mirror. Sun visors, that's broken, and there's no light on that. There's no light on that one either. Interior is pretty good for its age. It's got airbag seats, so it's pretty safe. Literally no leg room there, but you've got Isofix, and that there, I can literally touch the back, and that there is your boot. But we'll get into that later. Right, let's go for a spin, if she'll start. Can't find the bloody key. Where's the key gone? Oh, no. Right, found it. Let's go. Clutch is a bit high. Bit of revs. I need to sit a bit closer. Here. Camper off. So the Mini. So the Mini has been around for decades. Now the classic Mini sold over 5 million units, and this Mini, this style Mini, the new BMW Mini, for the last 20 years has sold over 1 million units. And I thought that was quite a lot. And then I compared it to the Volkswagen's version of the Golf, and that sold over 30 million units, so not as impressive as I thought. So the Mini then, it's quite rare. Such a good car, such a good car. But this first Mini, or this is the facelift version of the first Mini of the 2000s. So that Mini is actually nearly coming up to nearly 30 years old. The first design was designed by Frank Stevenson in 1997. So the design itself is still looking pretty good. I thought he was an English bloke until I did a bit of research on him. Yeah, it turns out he's not an English bloke. And I thought this Mini was quite true. I thought this was a real British icon, because the Mini itself is still built in Great Britain. Yes, it was designed by a Spanish bloke, and it's owned by BMW, it's owned by the Germans, but it's still hand built by British people here in England. So okay then, the Mini's not quite British. You could argue that the Mini is It's like that half brother you've been living with for the last 25 years. He's got a German dad and he was conceived in Spain in a Land Rover. But that doesn't take away the fact that this thing is so good to drive. Yeah, honestly, I cannot explain how good this thing is to drive. That Peugeot I drove, terrible. This, amazing. Right, just a quick look around. It's windy, of course. I'm gonna have to change my filming location because it's always bloody windy. Right, let's have a quick walk around. It's got the wheel trim alloys. The wheel trim alloys there are quite popular. They don't seem, actually, you don't see many about like that now. So yes, I think this is bog basic, and it's all you needed. Honestly, when this car first came out, 11 grand, steel wheels. It came with aircon. I don't know if that was standard, but it literally came with nothing else. Perfect. Cheap tyres, cheap to run. 180 quid road tax, which I think is a little bit expensive. 300 quid a year to insure. Yes, honestly, what an absolute piece of kit. So like, what did I pay? Paid 950 quid for the car. It's £180 for the year to tax it, and it's 300 quid a year to the other thing, to insure it. Yeah, so 300 quid a year to insure, 180 quid to tax, and 950 quid to buy. And then fuel, it'll do about 50, just under 50 miles to the gallon if you drive it steady. But if you're having fun in it, you'll probably do less than that. Yes, I haven't seen underneath it yet, but I might do that in another video. Well, I will do that in another video. We're going to get underneath it and have a look and do a bit of fettling on it. So it just wants a bit tidying up. But honestly, for the money, it drives absolutely glorious. I literally don't know what to tell you. What a timeless piece. Still looks the same. If you were to buy one today over the counter for 35 grand, you've done a bloody, you fucked up basically, because that, honestly, you should have bought one of these. Blowing away again. So this car then could literally save the climate crisis if you was to buy one of these cars. And I urge any petrolhead to go out and buy one of these. If you've never ever drove a Mini, go out, buy one. If your friend's got one, ask him if you can borrow it, because honestly, these cars are so cool to drive and so good. The wheelbase itself is the same as a Land Rover Discovery. So you've literally got a wheel on every corner. You've got no room in the boot, you've got no room up front. You just, honestly, it goes around corners like a Mario Kart, and that, I do feel like Mario when I'm driving this car, because it's literally a go-kart. It isn't the biggest of engines, this 1.4, it's just less than 100 horsepower. It's a 1.4 four-cylinder, 6-speed gearbox, but on these country roads here, it's enough. There's still enough power to pull itself round. What a cool little car. You can feel the road through the big steering wheel, and I quite like the big steering wheel. I thought I'd hate it, but the big steering wheel just gives you that classic feeling as well. It's got airbags absolutely everywhere. So you've got them in the A pillars, you've got them in the B pillars, you've got them in the C pillars. This car, if you crashed it, would just effectively be a pillow. Honestly, I genuinely love it. I thought when I reviewed the Corsa and I reviewed that 208, I thought, you know what, Gordon, you're just a miserable old bugger. You've got no sense of passion, you've got no enthusiasm, you're just a miserable old dog. But this Mini has brought back all the fun in driving, and this is what I remember driving being about. And this is kind of, to me, is a modern car. Yeah, it's nearly 16 years old, this car, and the other ones are coming up to 20 years old. the others are 20, 25 years old, and I've got one of those. I've got one hidden away somewhere, and I might dig it out on another video and see if we can get an MOT on that. It's in a shed in hiding at the moment, and I do say that drove pretty good, but I was told they are heavy cars, so that's maybe one downside. They are quite heavy, but I mean, heavy is good, heavy is reliable. If it doesn't work, you can always hit them with it. Here's a quote from a film. I can't remember what it was. Honestly, what a fantastic car. If you can find a good example of one of these, this has its problems as far as dings and dats and everything else, but yeah, I'm going to spend a little bit of money, not too much, just tidying it up, just fettling with it. Might get it some car mats, I don't know, probably not. If it lasts a year, it's cost me 950 quid. If I get 2 years out of it, it's cost me 450 quid. Cheap motoring, and I think that's what's life about. I think that's what life is about. If you wanted to solve the climate crisis, you would end production of all cars together. You would end them today, and just fix old cars and reuse old cars. Just make engines available, make bumpers available, and you could literally keep old cars on the road. If they rot, you could put the panels in and swap them, but even then the rot is only down to the salt that we put on the roads, and we could stop that. We could use something else and keep cars going, but instead we just dig for batteries, we keep digging, and it's not the answer. I generally don't think it's the answer. If you wanted to save the planet today, you could stop car production altogether. People think because they're buying an electric car, you're getting a good deal and it's good for the environment. Is it? I think repairing this old car would be better for the environment, but that's just me being an old dog. I don't know. That's my opinion. I mean, I'm not a keen fan of electric cars anyway. I know what I'd rather do. Anyway, that's enough about the climate crisis. I love the planet so much, and I love minis that much. I've bought another. I'll see you on next one. Ta-ra.